stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take...
Hi there! So Poco's tagline says, everything you need, nothing you don't. Well, they surely mean it, especially after seeing this. Here's the newly launched Poco M4 Pro. And I'm truly excited for this one because it offers so much at an incredible price. Firstly, a Super AMOLED display for the first time on their M series, and that too with 90Hz refresh rate. 64 megapixel primary camera, and it's powered by the MediaTek Helio G96 with the starting price of just 14,999. I think that's just amazing. Of course, it's not perfect and it does have its share of shortcomings, which we shall talk about in this video, so you can decide if you should buy this cool blue Poco M4 Pro or not. Let's begin. So starting with the display, it comes with a gorgeous 6.43-inch Full HD AMOLED display with a resolution of 2400 by 1080 pixels. It has a pixel density of 409 ppi, so text and images look super crisp. The color reproduction and contrast is just as you expect, vibrant, punchy with super deep blacks. It also gets bright enough when used outdoors thanks to the 1000 nits of peak brightness. In fact, I'd say it's very clear. It comes with 90Hz refresh rate and the animations feel buttery smooth. Check that out. However, by default, the refresh rate in the display settings is set to 60. So I suggest you keep it to 90 for a more fluid experience. Now technically 90Hz will drain your battery a little faster. However, in my experience, it's not that drastic. But in case you are concerned, you can keep it at 60Hz. Then in the center is a 16 megapixel selfie punch hole camera with an f2.5 aperture. The phone itself is quite thin, 8.1 mm to be exact. Flat sides provide a really good grip in the hand, and it also feels quite light, weighing at just 179 grams, which is actually the lightest Poco phone ever. Alright, first look at the back and we can see the Poco design completely stand out. Yes, I'm talking about the camera module with the Poco branding. The new cool blue color looks really nice. Now, I always preferred the Poco yellow color, but this one absolutely looks stellar. Now the back is made of plastic and it has this shimmery shine to it depending on the way the light reflects. Soft to touch, and thanks to the matte finish, it doesn't attract any fingerprint or smudges. On the top is a triple camera setup. The section does protrude out a little, giving it illusion of a Mi 11 Ultra. I really like the dual tone effect as well. We get a 64 megapixel primary sensor, 8 megapixel ultra wide and 2 megapixel macro. Luckily, Poco has provided a TPU cover in the case, which I highly recommend everyone should use, which will prevent the phone from scratches or damage. At the bottom is a microphone, a USB-C port and a speaker. On the left is a fingerprint scanner / power button with the volume rockers. On the left is a SIM card tray which can house 2 nano SIM cards and one dedicated micro SD card up to 1 TB. Finally, on the top we have a second speaker, then a 3.5 headphone jack that also supports high-res audio, a noise cancelling mic and my personal favorite, the IR blaster. Now this is such an underrated piece of hardware. Use it with the Mi Remote app to control your TVs, your ACs or almost any appliance that can be controlled via infrared. Thank you Poco for retaining it. Then it's running MIUI 13 on Android 11. There, you can see it. It's ad-free but not bloat-free. We still get a lot of pre-installed apps like Zilly, LinkedIn, but the saving grace is that you can delete what you don't need. So it's not a big deal. Apart from that, MIUI 13 is packed with features. There's also a dedicated theme section, tons of wallpapers. In the display settings, you can further adjust the color scheme as per your preference. Then you can change to gesture controls from navigation keys, and trust me, this is so much more fun. Then you can toggle raise to wake or double tap to wake. Now the list of these features can keep going on and on, but I can safely say that it's packed with features. It's also well optimized to provide you a good lag-free user experience. The side fingerprint scanner also works really well and is very responsive. Unlocks almost instantly. Ideal placement to unlock with either of your hands. You can also set face unlock, and yes, this one too is really fast, but remember, it's not the most secure. Now watching movies and videos on this display is a delight. It's bright, it's crisp, and all thanks to that vibrant AMOLED display, and trust me, you can't ask for more at this price. In fact, the phone also comes with Wildvine L1 certification. which means you can watch Netflix, Prime videos at their full resolution. Now what adds to the experience is the stereo audio from the dual speakers. It's just amazing. They get really loud and they're very clear. Alright, let's talk about the performance. So powering this blue baby is the reliable MediaTek Helio G96. This 12nm chipset isn't a beast, but it can handle day-to-day tasks with ease. In my few days of using it, I never had any experience of lag or stutter. In fact, there's also an option to extend the memory in the settings. Now, this is an 8GB variant, so you can extend the RAM by 3GB, giving a total of 11GB. But if you get the 6GB variant, you can extend the RAM by 2GB, giving a total of 8GB. And trust me, this really helps. Opening, closing multiple apps, then you're multitasking between apps, and the best part, most previously used apps are still in memory. Then we also ran some benchmarks, starting with the Antutu, and we got about 3,11,000, which I think is quite good. Then it comes with UFS 2.2, and we also tested the read-write disk speed, and we got about 416 read and 327 MB write, which I'd say is decent. Also did the CPU throttle test, ran it for 15 minutes, and finally it says CPU throttle to 74% of its max performance. Frankly, I expected the CPU throttling to be a little better, but as I told you earlier, it's not a beast. But when it comes to handling your day-to-day tasks, your day-to-day use, your camera, your daily functions, your apps, it'll work really fine. Probably it's not designed for gaming, but still, we also played some games, and goes without saying, Battleground India had to be tested. And it actually worked really well. The graphics settings maxed out at smooth and ultra. There you go. And here you can see it's playing at around 40 to 45 FPS. Really smooth, didn't feel any lag at all. However, the phone did heat up after a few minutes of continuous play, but that's kind of expected. It was warm, but not too hot, thanks to the liquid cooling technology. Here's Asphalt 9 as well. It played without any hiccups or problem, very smooth, no lag at all. Then it comes with a 5000 mAh battery accompanied with a 33 watt fast charger, and Poco claims it will fully charge in about 1 hour. Now thanks to an AMOLED display, the phone should easily last a day or even a day and a half depending on your use. Alright, it's time to talk about the camera. Here are some pictures from the 64 megapixel primary sensor during the day. Now it's got really good dynamic range, it's bright, it's clear, and you can see the details captured in these images. Really good job here. Now here are some ultra wide shots. Now though these are just 8 megapixel shots, the images still have good amount of detail in them. Very impressive dynamic range and color reproduction. Here are 2 megapixel macro shots. Well, it's okay. You can't expect too much from a 2 megapixel sensor, so nothing great, but nothing to complain either. Here are some pictures taken from the selfie camera. They're very clear, they're bright with good skin tones. However, I did feel that it's over smoothing the skin. But still, I'd say it does a pretty good job and perfect for social media. Also, portrait images have good edge detection, creating a nice bokeh effect. Now here's a full HD video sample shot handheld. I think that's really smooth and also looks quite good. Write down in the comments and let me know what you think. Now the camera overall did a really good job, especially during the day. But video recording maxes out at full HD at 30 FPS. There's no 60 FPS and neither 4K. So if that's your priority, keep it in mind before you buy this phone. Alright, final thoughts. Well, Poco has hit all the right spots with this one. Starting with an amazing AMOLED display, then it's got a big battery, a good camera, it's got extendable RAM, dual speakers, it's thin, it's light, and a gorgeous design, priced at just 14,999. By the way, you can get an instant 1000 rupee discount with an HDFC Bank credit or debit card, so grab that right away. You can buy the Poco M4 Pro starting tomorrow, 7th of March. It's available in black, Poco yellow, and this super cool blue. Make your pick. I'll leave the links for all in the description. If you like to buy one, you should definitely check it out. So I hope this video was helpful. If there are any questions, mention them down in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them all. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until next time, cheers!